Yo, yo, yo. You are now tuned in. It is crime time. What's going on, people? What's going on, man? It's your man, Six Man K Styles, and this is the third episode of the KS Chronicles. If y'all already haven't seen this before, it's been a while. Um, so it's gonna be a quick one tonight. Like I said, I'm looking at about 20-25 minutes. So, like I said, hey, as y'all already know, um, shouts out to the AFN family, the conglomerate, the unholy alliance. Y'all have seen pretty much everybody's thoughts on this game. So I said, hey, might as well go ahead and get your mind right quick. I'm gonna give you mine. It's gonna be a little quick one too, because like I said, I want y'all to be and stay tuned for the regulators tomorrow morning at 11, and they gonna give you the real review of this past game. Um, as we already know, man, Falcons Bengals tied at 13-13. It was pretty much kind of how I expected. I know this was one of the more highly anticipated games that the Falcons preseason games that they've had in a very long time. Because you already know what the story was. Let's see how the first team do it. Like I said, are you ready for some starters? So, hey man, like you said, Desmond Ritter, 7 for 9, 80 yards. We saw Bijan Robinson. Um, he done took the internet by storm, but unfortunately, there was a lot of bad penalty. It was a lot of bad flags being thrown out there. I know as Falcon fans, I know we was all kind of pissed off. But let me go ahead and give y'all that roll call right quick. Before I get further into it, like you said, we got Prince Kell 89 in the building. Got Pat Norris, Tail Sports and Gaming, Andrew G. What's going on, man? Keyshawn Vlad, Michael Walker, Prove It, Edward Wharton, Dan Bursey. JB, what's good, man? So, like I said, y'all go ahead and leave y'all questions. Let me know what y'all thought about this game as well. I feel like it went exactly as I thought it was going to go. Make sure you go ahead and hit that damn subscribe button and that like button too as well, and we'll definitely appreciate it over here. Like I said, this is the pop-up show. How should I say this? From what I saw in this game, just based on the plethora of play calls, especially on that first drive, because I know that's pretty much what everybody want me to talk about offensively and defensively. That first drive went exactly how as the therapist would say, pick your poison season. Like you said, Dankin and Duncan. Bijan Robinson, 5 touches, 26 yards. Almost broke one. I will have to eat my crow on that one. Let's see what we got here. Day Rare Sports here says we got a good team. Harrison was showing himself in the defense. Tackle London. Yeah. But Desmond Ritter did exactly what I thought we was going to see. As you already know, this offense is predicated on the run. But we saw a little bit of balance last night, which I was pleasant to see. It was a couple throws that Desmond Ridder did throw. It was the ones that they were open, but you could tell he was kind of antsy out there. So I wouldn't look too far into it. And the interception itself, that's just one of those things that, like, I see people saying pass interference, not pass interference, but like you said, yeah, it was pass interference. The ball didn't get tipped. Like you said, it is what it is. Like you said, that was a play that the defender made. So he had, like I said, he's going to be all right. This offense is going to be all right. I loved every minute of it. Defensive-wise, the simple fact that they couldn't run the ball on us was a pleasant surprise. If y'all didn't pay attention, looked like Caden Ellis is going to be the Mike linebacker for this defense, which surprised me because I thought Troy Anderson might have been that guy. But I think they wanted to go with a little bit more of the experience. Well, I think Caden Ellis knows Ryan Nelson pretty well, so that kind of makes sense on why he would be the Mike linebacker. But the run defense was solid. The corners. Let me ask everybody a question. How happy was it that y'all got an opportunity to see the secondary playing bump and run man coverage? I'm just going to wait for a few more responses here. So while I'm waiting on the response on there, I'm going to get some more of these comments. Keyshawn Blast said, we're glad we was able to stop the run. I definitely, yeah, that was a pleasant surprise. Red here said, hoping Akuda gets back soon. Trey Flowers was unimpressive against the Bengals backups. Well, Trey Flowers, like you said, Trey Flowers is what Trey Flowers is. He wasn't necessarily a great corner coming in anyway. But he's just necessarily a depth piece at this point. They don't want to rush Clark Phillips out there too much. They want to give him the maturation process like they do every other rookie. So I'm about to say, I don't expect too much of Trey Flowers. Breon Borders, on the other hand, he did pretty well as well. Shout out to Kiara here. She said, hey, them Ritter haters can't say too much. Yeah, they was really quiet. You had a couple of them that was like, but he do the interception part, but it's just one of those cases where the efficiency was there. And it made some folks mad because it wasn't the big play down the field offense that they was hoping they was gonna get. Like Kiara here said, fuck them. Rodney, what's going on, man? Bubba Gump. Appreciate you joining in. Like I said, we ain't gonna be on here too long. Like I said, I don't want to give away too much because I want y'all to tune in for the regulators tomorrow in the morning so they can give you the real thing on the AFN channel, by the way. So y'all make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe over there if you haven't. We got Ty in the building. Devon, what's going on? Bubba said Steve Smith been quiet as hell. Yeah, I mean, right now, Bryce Young, the way that he's looking, he might have to take a trip to to the children's hospital right now because he ain't looking like the one. But it was another thing that I saw from this game that I can definitely say is a plus. It's the ball control. Offensively, it's the ball control. The first drive took up about 7 to 10 minutes. That's Falcons football right there. That is Falcons football. Ball control, run, get a little play action in there, get your big plays off of that. Because there was a very interesting stat that was put out. I don't know if it was ESPN. Because I know a lot of people are kind of upset that we're not looking for the big plays, it's like the deep shots and stuff like that. No. If you got guys that get yak yardage, when I say yak, that means yard at the catch. That's where they're gonna be looking for the big plays. Let's see. Dan Bursey says we're gonna be good to go. Riddle was testing himself a lot as well. If this was a real game, Riddle would have gotten that TD when he rushed. Yeah. Like you said, it was one of those get your feet wet type of things anyway. That's why I said that's why I have to give the credit where credit is due to Arthur Smith and Dave were going for that sequence of plays, because that's what we're talking about as far as setting it up to where your quarterback can be in a rhythm. Shout out to Aunt Pam. I wasn't able to go to the game yesterday. Long day of work, so I'm jealous of all y'all. Y'all all eat rocks. I'm just kidding. Hey, I'm just glad everybody had fun. Red got a question here. It says, what are your thoughts on DeMarco Hellams? Boy, look good. I think he gonna push them other safeties outside of Jesse Bates. I'm gonna tell you something. And you might hear this tomorrow. Jalen Hawkins' job may be his to lose if DeMarco Hellams is still out here making plays. You heard it here first. If DeMarco Hellams is out here being a consistent playmaker and getting turnovers, Jalen Hawkins might be on the chopping block. We know either him. Well, we already know Trey Flowers. He ain't gonna make it. Bubba Gump says, "Take what the defense gives you." Yes, that's what all the good quarterbacks do. You take what the defense gives you. It's not about trying to force it. It's it's methodically moving down the field. But I talked a lot about offense. Let's get straight into the defense too. Like I said, the fact that our corners, the secondary, were aggressive and they was making, and this is a shout out to LT, aka the head of the table. He made a mention of this during the game when we was watching on the space. It was a good thing to see the corners make the wide receivers work for their routes. I love it. I love it. When's the last time that y'all consistently seen that type of press coverage from our secondary? Shout out to Jude Talk Sports. And like I said, Jude Talk Sports, Mad Mike Sports. Like you said, that's 2/3 of the Heavy Hitters Live. Y'all make sure y'all go and subscribe to that channel, because that's where we're going to be doing our post-game shows too. So they gave their thoughts on this post-game reaction, Falcons Bengals. That my boy right there, Liquor with Lenore. I'm gonna need to come over there. You have to get one of them cocktails that you mixing up over there, man. Yeah, let me know. Ty here said 4 deep depth in the back. Derek Claxton. And like I said, what the Chronicles is like the real concept of it is pretty much like a Q&A show anyway. He says, how do you feel about Scotty Miller? Every time I see him, he's not open, and now Kadera Hodge is injured, so we may need to sign a receiver. I think we'll be fine. If you had noticed too with Scotty Miller, they was lining him up in the backfield too. If you see how the offense is shaped up, they're going to be tight end eccentric anyway. So it's not going to be necessarily a rush to try to throw Hodges out there. I think he'll be fine for the season opener. So I wouldn't look too much into it. Scotty Miller is he's another deep threat possible guy, just to add another deep threat. Like, I'm not gonna look too far into it because like they're gonna be relying heavily on the tight ends and Drake London anyway, because this is the part of the field that they want to attack the most is the intermediate, and that's Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Jonnu Smith, John Fitzpatrick, Michael Pruitt, and Mac Hollins. These guys are very crucial in this offense. This is why you got those big guys that can get those yak yards, because those are going to, like I said, if you're throwing in the middle of the field, them going to be the ones that's going to be taking the most hits. So you got to get guys that are mentally prepared for that. Dan Bruce said, did you notice how lost the defense was during the first drive? They kind of had to get their feet, but like I said, we also have to look at it from this standpoint too. This is actually, like, we have to remember the starters didn't play the first game, so this was their actual first test with each other. It's just one of the things where you kind of get lost in the moment. But like I said, I wouldn't look too deep into that. But like I said, they stopped the run. That's been one of the Falcons' main Achilles heels for years, is not being able to stop the run. Hey man, everybody go ahead and put some red and black in the chat if you felt like that the first teamers on both sides showed you something. Put some red and black in this chat. Ty said, well, both tight ends go in motion, but one comes back, that formation gonna give. That's that motion, and that's that motion right there. That's the motions, looking for those matchups. That's the advantage of having tight ends that can do multiple things. This is what the possessionless football era is for the Falcons. Like I said, even if you're motioning tight ends like that, you have guys that are capable of being receiving threats. Dude. Boy, Terry here said, do you like wide receiver? I think he's talking about Zay Malone. Him and Josh Ali, I do like both of them. I think only one of them might be able to make the 53-man roster. I like Zay Malone. I've seen Josh Ali kind of shine a little bit more. But like you said, it's one more game that they get a chance to make their mark. And like I said, we got Pittsburgh next week. All right. All right. So we got about 10 more minutes. Speaking of Kyle Pitts and Drake London, aka the Deadly Duo. Oh yeah. Shout out to William Amy. He just had birthday today. I want everybody to give William Amy a happy birthday in the chat. Birthday just passed. When I say Deadly Duo, it's kind of a play on one of my favorite movies, which is called The Deadly Duo. This is kind of what I'm talking about. This is the next topic. This is like the last 10 minutes, the next topic. This is what the Deadly Duo is of Kyle Pitts and Drake London. These are the guys that's going to control the middle of the field. Like we said, the middle of the field is the biggest part of the field, but it's the most traffic, and it's going to be the most physical part. We've seen how Marcus Mariota look in the Eagles uniform, and now Kyle Pitts is getting a lot of sympathy because Mariota look like absolute dog shit. But the thing is, like I said, these two guys right here are going to be essential in this passing game. They're going to be able to withhold and withstand the punishment that could possibly come in their way. This is what's going to open it up for guys like Scotty Miller. We've seen it with Cordero Hodge. And if Cordero Hodge can't make it, possibly a guy like a Josh Ali. These two guys right here is going to take up so much in the middle of the field. This is how you build confidence in your quarterback. You have to give them targets in the middle of the field. You got to make the safeties come to the line of scrimmage for anything. And I'm going to tell you right now, between Kyle Pitts and Drake London, I'm predicting at least 12 touchdowns in between those two. Y'all can book it right here. Boy, 28 years old, boy, William, boy. I would anything I could wish to be below 30s right now, but hey, it's all good. Oh, believe me, believe me. Mac Hollins is part of that as well. But these two are going to be the key. only because, well, he got the most chemistry with Drake London. But Kyle Pitts is the X factor as well. But I want y'all to go ahead and keep asking your questions here. We got about another 5 minutes before we get off of here. Like I said, y'all just let me know if this the format of the KS Chronicles that y'all want. Like I said, you get a thumbs up or whatever, and y'all say I'm up for suggestions on anything. Prove it says Algier is going to eat in CP2. Listen. Algier is going to lead this team in rushing touchdowns. I'm making a whole bunch of predictions right here, right now. I'm about to say, don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody else I said this. Tyler Algier is gonna lead this team in rushing touchdowns this year. Just off that play calling we've seen, even with the second and third string, just based off of those play calls, Tyler Algier is gonna eat the most in the red zone out of all three or four of the running backs. What do you think should be better heading of the season? Third down defense. That's all I gotta say. Third down defense, man. That's really that's really one of the major aspects of this defense that needed improvement on. This is why you bring the guys in like a Caden Ellis. This is why you put your trust in a Troy Anderson. This is why you got guys like Ebiketie, Malone, Lorenzo Carter, Bud Dupree. They are there to disrupt the run game, the run fits, and have the versatility to pass rush on third downs and help get this defense off the field, because that's how you get your offense to make plays and continue momentum, is you give them more opportunities to run plays. Because let me put some stats out here. I'm mad I didn't have this prepared, but it's all good. Yeah, like I said, y'all gonna hear more of it tomorrow, but I'm gonna put a little bug in your ear, if y'all don't mind. Falcons had 391 total yards to 280. They ran the ball for 116 yards and passed for 275. But this is the key right here. Time of possession, 33 minutes to 26. 67 plays to 57 plays. This ain't your daddy's Falcons, people. The baby birds has come here to play. And as we always say around here, Falcons gonna make y'all love them, even if you hate them. But I ain't gonna hold up y'all time too much. Definitely appreciate it. Appreciate y'all letting me get this out right quick. Like I said, y'all make sure y'all go ahead and continue supporting Six Man K Styles, as well as Atlanta Falcon Nation, as well as the Heavy Hitters Live. We are already about 135. Want to get to 500 by mid-season. So definitely make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button on that channel if you haven't already. So I leave it all up to y'all. We appreciate it. Deuces. Oh, yeah. Make sure you tune into the Regulators tomorrow, because they're going to really give it to you. Pause. That was a Manscaped moment. My bad, y'all. Deuces.